Welcome to The Wisdom of the East, your gateway to explore ancient traditions and teachings that emanate from the East. Get ready for an enlightening journey where we unravel age-old secrets and wisdom that have shaped cultures and philosophies. Today, we will meet famous ninjas from the Sengoku era Kato Danzo. In ancient times, ninjas were often credited with supernatural abilities, sometimes embellished to include associations with witchcraft or black magic. Among these legendary figures, Kato Danzo stood out as an illustrious illusionist, showcasing incredible feats that bordered on the miraculous. His reputation was so formidable that even the powerful lords of Japan were astounded by his mastery of illusion. Kato Danzo's era was the Sengoku period, marked by civil unrest from the 15th to the 17th century. This period witnessed the ascendancy of regional lords known as daimyo and the decentralization of power. Seeking employment, Kato Danzo served one of these lords, the esteemed Uesugi Kenshin. However, even Uesugi Kenshin harbored a certain fear of Kato Danzo. Tasked with the retrieval of a stolen sword from an adversary's heavily fortified castle, Kato Danzo found himself ensnared in a trap meticulously orchestrated by Uesugi Kenshin. The details of his daring escape are subject to differing accounts. One version proposes that Kato Danzo utilized his magical prowess, conjuring dancing dolls to bewilder and divert the attention of the guards, thereby facilitating his nimble evasion. An alternative narrative suggests a more strategic approach, with Kato Danzo sensing the impending trap and deploying a dummy adorned in his ninja garb over the castle hedge. This clever diversion not only deflected arrows fired by vigilant soldiers, but also allowed him to execute a stealthy retreat, evading capture. The intricate maneuvers and cunning strategies employed by Kato Danzo showcase the artistry and resourcefulness inherent in the world of ninjas during feudal Japan. Entrusted with missions of espionage, theft, and sabotage, ninjas like Kato Danzo had to navigate treacherous landscapes filled with traps and betrayals. The success of their missions often hinged on a delicate balance of skill, intuition, and quick thinking. In the aftermath of the successful retrieval of the stolen sword, Kato Danzo faced the harsh reality of betrayal by Uesugi Kenshin, the very lord he served. This betrayal led Kato Danzo to sever ties with Uesugi Kenshin, seeking refuge with the lord's rival, Takeda Shingen. However, even with his valuable skills, Kato Danzo's reputation proved to be a double-edged sword, as Takeda Shingen perceived him as more of a threat than an asset. This perception ultimately resulted in Kato Danzo meeting his demise through decapitation. The saga of Kato Danzo not only exemplifies the perilous world of ninjas during feudal Japan, but also underscores the intricate dance of loyalty, betrayal, and survival that defined their clandestine existence. Ishikawa Goemon, August 24, 1558, October 8, 1594, was a semi-legendary Japanese outlaw hero who stole gold and other valuable items to give to the poor. He and his son were publicly boiled alive after a failed assassination attempt against the warlord of the Sengoku period, Toyotomi Hideyoshi. His legend lives on in contemporary Japanese popular culture, often attributing exaggerated ninja abilities to him. There is little historical information about Goemon's life, and his background and origins have been widely speculated as his legend gained popularity. In his first appearance in historical records, specifically in Hideyoshi's biography in 1642, Goemon was simply referred to as a thief. As his legend grew, various anti-authoritarian feats were attributed to him, including an alleged assassination attempt against the warlord Oda Nobunaga of the Oda clan. There are many versions of Goemon's past and accounts of his life. According to one version, he was born as Sanada Kuronoshin in 1558 in a samurai family serving the powerful Miyoshi clan in the Iga province. In 1573, after his father, possibly Ishikawa Akashi, was killed by the Ashikaga shogunate's men, In some versions, his mother was also killed. 15-year-old Sanada swore revenge and began training in the arts of Iga Ninjutsu with Momochi Sandayu, Momochi Tamba. Forced to flee when his master discovered Sanada's romance with one of his mistresses, but not before stealing an award-winning sword from his teacher. He moved to the neighboring Kansai region. There, he formed and led a band of thieves and outlaws as Ishikawa Gomen, robbing rich feudal lords, merchants, and clergy, and sharing the loot with oppressed peasants. There are also conflicting accounts of Gomen's public execution, boiled in front of the main gate of the Nanzenji Buddhist temple in Kyoto, including the following. Goemon attempted to assassinate Hideyoshi to avenge the death of his wife Otaki and the capture of his son, Gobei. Sneaking into Fushimi Castle, he entered Hideyoshi's room but accidentally hit a bell on the table. The noise alerted the guards, and Gomen was captured. He was sentenced to death by being boiled alive in an iron cauldron along with his young son, but managed to save his son by holding him above his head. His son was then pardoned. Gomen wanted to kill Hideyoshi because he was a despot. When he entered Hideyoshi's room, he was detected by a mystical incense burner. He was executed on October 8th, along with his entire family, being boiled alive. Gomen first tried to save his son from the heat by holding him high, but suddenly plunged him deep into the cauldron to kill him quickly. He then held the boy's body aloft, defying his enemies until he finally succumbed to pain and injuries, sinking into the pot. The date of his death is uncertain. Some records say it occurred in the summer, while others date it on October 8th, which is after the middle of the Japanese autumn. Before his death, Gomen wrote a famous farewell poem, stating that no matter what, there will always be thieves. A gravestone dedicated to him is located at the Dayunin Temple in Kyoto. A large iron kettle-shaped bathtub is now called Gomon Buro, Gomon's bath. Mochizuki Chiyome, also known as Mochizuki Chiyojo or Mochizuki Chiyo, was a 16th-century Japanese feudal noblewoman who established a group of kunoichi, female ninjas, in the service of the Takeda clan. A descendant of the ninja Mochizuki Izumo no Kami of Koga-ryu, was the wife of Mochizuki Moritoki, a samurai lord of Shinano in the Saku district. After Moritoki was killed in the Fourth Battle of Kawanakajima in 1561, Chiyome was left under the care of daimyo Takeda Shingen, the leader of the Takeda clan, and an uncle to her late husband. It was then that Shingen approached her and gave her a crucial mission: to recruit women and create an underground network of kunoichi, female ninjas, to be employed against rival warlords. Takeda's plan was to have a fully trained cooperative of women who could act as spies and agents, collecting information and delivering coded messages to their allies. Chiyome was the perfect candidate for this, coming from a long lineage of Koga ninjas. She accepted the task and set up her base in the village of Neizu in the Shinshu region, modern-day city of Tomi, Nagano, commencing her search for potential candidates for training. Chiyome recruited prostitutes, other rebellious women affected by the civil wars of the Sengoku period, and girls who were orphans, lost, or abandoned. Many believed she was helping these women and giving them an opportunity to start a new life. But in reality, they were trained to become information gatherers, verifiers, seductresses, messengers, and, when necessary, assassins. These women were taught all the skills of a miko, Shinto, a traveling priestess, allowing them to virtually travel anywhere without suspicion. They also received religious education to complete their disguise. Over time, Chiyome and the kunoichis effectively learned to use additional disguises, such as actresses, prostitutes, or geishas, enabling them to move freely within villages, cities, castles, and temples, gaining access to their targets. Eventually, Chiyome and her kunoichi had established an extensive network of over 200 to 300 agents serving the Takeda clan. Shingen was always informed of all activities, keeping him one step ahead of his adversaries at all times until his mysterious death in 1573. After this date, she disappeared from historical records. In conclusion, The legacy of famous ninjas from the Sengoku era remains shrouded in both historical intrigue and legendary mystique. These skilled operatives, often operating in the shadows, played pivotal roles in the complex tapestry of feudal Japan. From the enigmatic Kato Danzo, the formidable Ishikawa Gomen, and the fierce Mochizuki Chiyome, these individuals not only demonstrated exceptional martial prowess, but also embodied the artistry and stealth that defined the ninja way. Their stories continue to captivate the imagination, reminding us of an era where espionage, strategy, and the indomitable spirit of the ninja left an indelible mark on Japanese history. As we reflect on these famous ninjas, we are drawn into a world where skill, secrecy, and cunning were the currency of survival, leaving an enduring legacy that transcends the pages of history. If you liked it, take a look at these videos that are in the cards at the end. Like, comment, share, and see you in the next